there, everyone. Thank you guys so much for your time. We are LegendsX Studios. Liam is my co-founder, and yeah, let's get to it.
All right, so our very first game in our product pipeline is called LegendsX. LegendsX is a thrilling and immersive PvP video game that integrates an NFT marketplace. Users are able to trade, buy, and sell their in-game skins. So current crypto games are getting a lot of traction right now, but there are actually a lot of problems on the market right now. The first one being there's really a lack of focus on the actual gameplay itself. And a lot of these crypto companies are just focusing on the crypto aspect. Look at a lot of data on the market right now. Everybody's just saying, hey, we want a great game. The second problem is that there's a lot of barriers of entry, and traditional gamers are not going to be able to understand and really make the jump into the NFT space. So for instance, some of the barriers include connecting a digital wallet, using exchanges, understanding what a DAO is, right? These are things that native crypto investors understand, but they're not what traditional gamers understand. And then lastly, there's a lack of cross-compatibility, right? A lot of games on the market are simply just appealing to just a PC platform or just iOS or Android. So some of the things that make us very unique and how we're planning on solving this is our main focus is we're developing an exceptional product. Tiago and I have been playing video games our whole life, and we know what is a good game and what isn't a good game. And unfortunately, like I mentioned, a lot of the products right now are just not fun games. So we're building our game around consumers and what the traditional gaming market is going to like. Next, we're going to allow practically no barriers of entry. No barriers of entry. The game is going to be free to play. It's not going to require a digital wallet. All you have to do is simply download our game, enter, and you can play immediately. In terms of the NFT space, well, we're going to use layman terms for people to understand, and it's going to be very, very simple for everyday gamers to enter and use intuitively. Next, we already have solved the cross-platform solution. So we're able to play, you're able to play LegendsX on iOS, Android, and PC. And on PC, you can play it on your Windows, your Mac, and Linux. So the current market size for the current crypto market right now is, well, an interesting stat is that it's $2.32 billion during the Q3 mark of 2021. And what's really interesting and what a really interesting market trend is that there's almost a 2,500% increase in gaming wallets. So we're already starting to see people make that jump. Now, I want to put this in comparison. The traditional gaming market is so big, it's huge. There's almost 3 billion players worldwide. And in 2021, the market was $175 billion.
All right, so we have a little product overview here where we can see it, a little bit of our prototype, which we already tested with a bunch of people. People had really a lot of fun. We went through a lot of different variations of the game, always, being user, focused essentially. So we even tested with a couple of pro players. The game is really fun to play, and of course, this is a prototype. It's not finished by any means. There's a lot of features we're gonna, include and so forth. But yeah, that's a little bit of our product overview on how it is right now. It's also playable. You can go download and play on your PC, Linux, Mac, whatever you're using. Not only that, but the game is built on Unity, and it's one of the two major platforms for developing games, and developers really like it. And next slide. We tested with about 400 testers. A bunch of them really liked it. About 93%, 92% of them enjoyed the early version of our game. and that's really exciting, right? It's the moment where you notice that, you really have something here that people want to play. Some of our testers, we couldn't even stop them from testing the game. They're like, no, no, come on, let me just play a little bit more. And next slide.
Okay, so how we're going to monetize this is using our 3-pillar strategy. The first being microtransactions. So what does that mean? Essentially, gamers are going to log in and they're going to be able to buy our skins that we provide. Skins are basically in-game avatars where you can sort of express yourself virtually in a sense, right? So if you've ever played Fortnite, for instance, there are things like the avatars that they provide. So this is going to range from about $3 to $10,000. Surprisingly, it actually goes that high in this market. In addition, in our marketplace, we're also going to charge a 5% transaction fee. And last, we're also going to include a battle pass, which essentially a battle pass is just an additional offering where users can complete challenges and they can gain additional skins that are exclusive. And this is going to be priced at $7 per month. So some of our competition is gaining a lot of traction right now, right? Axie Infinity, League of Kingdoms, Ember Sword, and Illuvium. 2 projects that I really want to mention is Ember Sword and Illuvium. These companies are very well funded. And like I mentioned, they have a lot of traction. Now, one of the key things that is separating us, like I mentioned at the beginning, is we're creating a very immersive game. But the biggest thing is that we're positioning ourselves for gamers that are interested in NFTs, whereas our competition is positioned for crypto investors that are interested in gaming. It's a very big distinction. And a way that I'd like to outline this is some of the competition that I mentioned is they're targeting for people that understand a lot of these complex terminologies, and it's really creating a lot of barriers of entry for the traditional $175 billion gaming industry. So we want to be the bridge that allows the traditional gaming market into the NFT space, into the NFT gaming space. So yeah, that's one of the biggest separations that we have right now, and we're actually one of the first to market.
And here we have our team. So, I'm the CEO. There's also Liam there. I've had a couple of profitable projects in the past where I was the lead of the project. I was the one that said, "Hey, there's a hole in the market here, and I know we can make money." I convinced a couple of people, managed about a little bit over 100 people in my 26 years of experience. And it's just, I'm just really proud to say I've always paid, all my workers, and I always profit off my projects. This project does take a little bit more money, so we're going to need a little bit of investment here. And there's also Liam, who has this whole experience of working in research and development and in business. But I think the biggest takeaway here is that me and Liam had very promising jobs, and we quit our jobs to focus 100% on this. This is how much we trust this is going to make money. And yeah, we can also go to the next slide with our advisory board. We got people from EA Sports with 20 years of experience in game development. We got people from WeWork, PlayStation, and also Victory Square Technology. And here we have our ask. We're asking for $750,000 for 20% of the company. And thank you guys so much for your time for listening. We're open for questions.
Awesome. Thanks for pitching, guys. I know a game studio is a little hard. You can have a huge hit, a huge success, but it's also very hits driven. How do you handle that? What are your plans for Singularity X in terms of how you build this into a venture scale business when there is that hits driven nature of gaming?
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Go ahead.
Sorry, yeah, no, you go ahead, Tibble.
Yeah, so we studied quite a lot the history of gaming and what worked and what didn't. It is really hit or miss, and at the end of the day, it comes down to the major problems of other games. Not enough marketing. You can build the best video game in the world, but if no one knows about it, no one's going to play. We have some really solid marketing strategies. And at the end of the day, I had projects that went viral, as in, famous artists came to comment about it and so forth. had sold out events in the past. So I'm relying a little bit on my experience in the past. And, with an event, you got a limited amount of people you can get in there. But with the game, the limit is the sky. So we're going off with, our experience of not only understanding what games work or not, but also on our experience on past successful projects. And, if there's anything you want to add, Liam, go ahead.
Yeah. Just to quickly add to that, I think one of the biggest things that we're doing is we're one of the first to markets that's really going to allow traditional gamers to enter the space, and word travels fast, right? I mean, we've seen how big the traditional crypto gaming space is, but how we're separating ourselves. We strongly believe that we're able to separate ourselves and really get some really good traction for sure. That's really going to allow traditional gamers to enter the space.
We've got a couple of really good questions from the audience. I'll kick it off first with drinking games, another great question. Why NFTs when other games themselves are just using digital goods to make their money? For instance, Epic makes almost all their money from skins.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, one of the things that NFTs provide, or at least the blockchain provides, is it allows a secondary market, right? So if I want to go on and play Fortnite, I can really only trade my skin and then that's it. It kind of just ends there. But with what our platform is doing is we're having our marketplace, and we're utilizing the blockchain to allow users to trade their skins and buy and sell skins amongst each other. In addition to that, it also provides proof of ownership of the skin. And in the future, we do plan on allowing users to take that skin and add it to another game. So that's one of the ways to answer your question.
And not only that, and thank you so much for the great question, Drinking Game. I think that's the username. Not only that, but once you quit a game, you could have spent, $100 on skins, but you never get that money back. While with the NFTs, we can essentially, when you're going out of the game, you can sell them, and that's a very solid point, right? Like your money isn't like completely stuck there. You can sell it to other users and essentially get your money back for your skins, and maybe even make some money through all your hard-earned, grinding.
That leads into a good question from Big Wing Tech. If you don't use digital wallets, how are people withdrawing or depositing funds?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a great question. So what we're doing is we're in negotiations with this company called Uphold, and they've essentially allowed users to create an account very, very easy and very, very seamlessly. All you have to do is essentially, use your credit card, and the account is actually linked to a digital wallet, but users don't actually have to do that. It's already built in. And so you use your credit card, and everything is seamlessly attached to your wallet address.
Okay, and another solid question that we got from Drew Doe. Streams recently banned NFT games, and the overall sentiment for NFT gamers, sentiment for NFT games among gamers seems to be negative because of the stigmas. How do you guys get around that? And what platforms are you planning on launching? And what do you do if other platforms ban NFT games?
That's that's always been the thing with NFTs, right? Is it's a very new market, and we're very early, right? And so some people don't believe in it. And that's just one of the challenges that everybody in this industry is facing. But at the end of the day, from our point of view and from the data that we've seen, there are a lot of trends favoring that way. And at the end of the day, I think once users really realize that they can earn an income from playing this, an NFT video game, I think we're going to start seeing the jump and start to see more and more people sort of embrace it. And like I mentioned, right, it's still very early, but we plan on just marketing the hell out of it, and
how do you plan on marketing it? That would be my follow-up question. You mentioned marketing quite a few times, and that you had a good plan and that you've got some experience. How do you plan on marketing something like this?
Absolutely. So one of the biggest things is building a community, right? That's what we see in every single NFT project. And so actually on Friday, we hired a community manager to work full-time on building our Discord, building our Twitter, and building our Telegram. In addition to that, we're also going to be partnering with nano and micro influencers. We've already aggregated an entire list of people very, very interested. And obviously, once we raise the money, we can start furthering those partnerships. But yeah, it's really just all the time that we've spent being in constant contact with these influencers, and yeah, they want to promote the game. They really like it. So
How far along
and
is the
not
game? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, and just going back to the question about the NFTs, our focus is on making the game fun. So if people are having fun and it's getting traction and people are playing because it's fun, um, we don't see the NFT as something that could hurt the game in any way. But I'm sorry, Matt, you were asking a question.
Yeah. What was I asking? Oh, so yeah, as a game studio, it is hits driven. To have a portfolio approach, is this is this one in a series of games you're planning, and B, how far along is the game currently? You said you need more money for development.
Yeah, so we need about 8 more months with development money to launch an alpha version, and then go for another round for marketing and so forth, so it can really hit a lot of people. And the other question, Liam, if you want to take it.
Yeah, so we actually do have future plans to add more games in our product pipeline. We actually have already released a very, very small indie game. We do plan on, we are still in sort of early idea generation phase, where we're thinking of creating a platform in the future, and kind of one of the ways that we plan on funding that is taking some of our profits from LegendsX to fund these future games and platforms.